Welcome back to Lewis Family Farms, and this morning we are going to be sharing with you how we plant our sorrels. These sorrels are being planted a bit late, and that's because of a bad batch of seeds that we had. Yes, we are planting these sorrels from seeds and not from seedlings, and that is because one of the reasons, the expense of the seedlings, they are very expensive. We have a lot of seeds here which were preserved from the harvest before. We have already planted more than half of what we had, so that's probably a half of what we had left. And so we have already planted about 450 drips, and so let me go ahead and show you how we go about doing this. So first we would go through with our machete, and just this would be an emitter. This is where the water will drip from, and just use the machete and break the ground, not very deep, probably about an inch. We'll put planting these hopefully about half an inch, because if you plant them too deep they might spoil. And so we'd normally just dip from the bag that we have the seedlings in, whatever comes up, and average of probably 6, 7, 8, and then we'll just throw them inside where we have broken the hole. And we do that for the entire stretch of the row, and then we would come through now with our machete and begin to cover those seeds. So we have already covered most of our seeds, and it's just a simple process. Simple. So you can do that very fast. We're not using machines on the farm. We have to be doing much of the work that we have here to do manually. And so just to share with you a couple of the rows that we have already planted. Those have been planted about a week now, and they have started germinating. So let me show you those. All right. So because we planted more than one seeds in each hole, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next emitter is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess they're averaging about 5 seedlings now per emitter. That's what they look like. So we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in this space. But if you notice, none has germinated here. Not sure, probably an insect or birds took out those seeds. But we don't have to worry. One of the advantages in sowing so many seeds in each hole is that we can actually go through and do our weeding, our best seedlings selection. So we'll take the seedlings that look most promising. We'll leave those. We take out the smaller ones. What is going to happen is that we would not want to keep more than 2 seedlings per emitter. That's because of spacing, water management, and so when we are removing these seedlings, all of those emitters that do not have those seeds that didn't germinate, we will just transplant from where we have an abundance of seeds or seedlings to where we do not have any or enough. And so all the emitters after that process should have seedlings in them. This seems to be going on very well. It's not very tiring. It's just that you have to bend your back a bit, which is good. We definitely need to get out of the offices, get out of our homes, get from around our desk, and start bending, because we don't do much exercise, to be frank. Start bending, start moving, get that weight down, and get the body active, get the heart pumping, get the blood flowing, bringing oxygen to the brain and all throughout the body, that oxygen is needed, and healthy blood flow is needed. So what happened here is that our container that we had the seeds in turned over, and we were not able to pick up all the seeds. So as you can see, a lot of seedlings are germinating here. Within another couple of days, these will be large enough for transplant. So what we'll do is continue to treat this as a seed bed. So we'll have, right here, we probably have about 100, let me just be conservative, about 100 seeds. And that can actually plant out one of our rows. Our rows span about 120 or 130 feet in length. So we should be able to get that from here, which would give us an additional row. Would be on the same size seedlings as the ones that are already planted at the emitter, because these seeds in a sense were actually planted the same time or the same day when these that are germinating along the row were planted. Our aim really is to plant out at least 1,000 emitters. 1,000 emitters averaging five seedlings per emitter would give us about 500, approximately 5,000 seedlings. And so what we will have to do is remove some of those seedlings. Some will be destroyed, but then we will be transplanting what we can within the time that we have to the rest of the land. And so within a couple of weeks, all of this area here should be completely covered with sorrel seedlings. And we trust God that He will take this crop through and see it through. Another challenge is that a lot of people, why a lot of farmers shy away from planting sorrel, is the reaping of sorrels. These sorrels are reaped one petal or one pod at a time, and one plant will have on average from 30-40 fruit to be reaped, and you'll have to do that individually. Now, considering that, as we have been saying, planting 1,000 seeds, and you have to reap 20 pods from each one of those 1,000 plants. That's 20,000 that will have to be 20,000 fruit that will have to be taken off individually. And after taking them off individually, it has to be oxed, so the flesh will have to be removed from the seedlings individually. Because we do not have a machine, and in Jamaica here we don't have. I don't know anyone who has a machine to actually clean or prepare sorrel for consumption. And so a lot of farmers have been shying away from it, which causes the price to go up, actually skyrocket during the Christmas holiday. Christmas holiday is when Jamaicans really drink a lot of sorrel. It's probably the most consumed beverage over the Christmas holiday. So those in France and other parts of the world will be drinking their wine, while in Jamaica we are drinking our sorrel. And it has been a tradition like that for many years. That doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. If not, on the other hand, Jamaicans have been consuming sorrel now, not only in the Christmas holiday, but right throughout the year. It's a very beneficial drink, and so we try to consume as much as we can. Some people add alcohol to it, but I don't consume alcohol, so I just drink it straight. A little cinnamon, a little pimento leaves, and we're good to go. And so that is it. Just wanted to share that with you this morning. Alright, today we are sharing with you our pak choys. It's been a while since we haven't planted pak choys and have gotten the result that we are looking at here. Pak choys are looking very well. Nice, very nice. These rows are actually about 140 feet long, and pak choys are planted at 1 foot spacing, and so each row should have an average of 140. We would have lost a couple, like here we would have lost 1, 2, so we would average this row at about 125. All right, because we have lost a couple. See here, we have lost a 1, 2. This one definitely, that one's gone, and seems as if this is the culprit. So there's a ant's nest right here. Not sure if you can see it with on the camera, but that seems to be the reason why we have lost that root, that plant. All right, so but other than that, they are looking really beautiful. We haven't eaten any as yet, but they should be delicious. All right, and so within another couple of days these will be on the market. They are ready for the market now, so they will be on the market, on the shelves within short order. You'll need to get rid of these pak choys. Alright, so before the week is over, should be getting rid of some of these pak choys. Alright, we have an estimated amount of 1, 2, about 300, so we should be able to get at least 250 pounds. Some of them are definitely more than a pound. This should be more than a pound, but then there are going to be some that are going to be less than a pound. Alright, so we're averaging at about 200. We have been getting a lot of rain as well, so it seems as if we're looking at this one like it has gotten too much water, and so its roots have started to rot. Yeah, but that's how long the rows are, all the way down there. Those are our lettuce. Not really a lot. These lettuce were just planted, you know, to see, just to have lettuce to eat. But it's actually more than we can eat, so some will definitely be for sale. Alright, they're coming on pretty nice. They should be folding already, but when we had planted these seedlings, they were a bit old, and so they were not of the best quality. Yeah, so this is the star pepper tree. That's our Scotch bonnet, our monster Scotch bonnet. As you can see, really doing well. We had stripped the tree, this was just last week, and if you can see inside there, this one, that's not good. It's a bit loaded again with young peppers, but you don't only want to see young peppers and fit peppers on your pepper tree. You want to see blossom. We are going down into the colder time of the year, going down into winter, and we are already seeing the effects of the cold and shorter days. Alright, yes, so there are a number of blossoms there, but this tree should really be producing more blossoms than what we are seeing on it, which means that we are going to have a shortage of pepper going down into the year. Alright, all of these trees should really have on more peppers. So that's my largest tree, but then this is the tree with the largest fruits. Real cup and saucer. Wonderful plants, wonderful fruits. All right, and so this is our new batch of pak choys. So these are only about 3 days old since they have been planted. They would have spent about 2 weeks in the bed. These were not planted in cells, they were planted in the ground. All right, man, these are some monster Scotch bonnet peppers. Real monster Scotch bonnet. Look at the green, real dark green. Wonderful Scotch bonnets, wonderful Scotch bonnets. All right, so all of that section going up will be designated for our vegetables. All right, yeah, that's definitely what is gonna happen. So we have been getting a lot of rain recently. Things are not looking too bad on the farm. Papayas are there coming on still. Our broccolis, these are our broccolis. These were planted for the Christmas holiday, but as you can see, they are doing well, extremely well. They're very green, but they need to be weeded. Yeah, all along the row needs to be weeded. So that's where we are with our broccolis. And so this is really, look at this melon. This was actually not planted, it was just sprung up in the field, and we decided to keep it. Likewise, this Scotch bonnet, didn't plant it, it just sprang up, but it's really producing some nice, really wonderful plants. So these are our sorrel. There's another watermelon. These are our sorrel, and as you can see, just look at the amount of seedlings in each at each emitter. These were actually transplanted. All right, these two were transplanted, but as you can see, they are a bit behind because they would have gone into shock. They were just transplanted from here to here, and that put them into shock, caused them to be that small. But these were planted from seeds and they are doing wonderful. These are just about 3 weeks old now, and so our hope is that we'll be able to do some transplanting from here to that brown section down there. It's not yet prepared, but it should not take a lot of work to actually prepare it and make it ready for the transplanting of the seedlings. All right, so these are the seedlings that are gotten away from us, and so we have a large batch right there. These need to be weeded. All right, so if all things had gone to plan, as according to plan, meaning the time when we were supposed to plant had all those seeds germinated, then this is what all our plants would have looked like. All right, so this is only about a week, or probably close to 2 weeks older than these. Now if you notice here, these are actually the sorrel buds. These are actually the sorrel buds. So they are actually putting on fruit. I don't know if you call it fruit already. Yeah, that's what they look like. So these are going to be a bit late. I'm not sure. I doubt we will be able to reap for the Christmas holiday, which was really the target. But if not for Christmas, then definitely for January. They are looking wonderful. The rows are looking wonderful. We have not applied any fertilizers to them as yet, and so we'll definitely have to do so shortly. All right, so this is Mr. Cutter's work. All right, so he would have weeded all the seedlings from here, this is what it really should look like. Alright, so he has weeded all of those, and he's not doing a wonderful job though. That's Mr. Cutter, because he's not cutting down the grass, he's cutting down our plants. Alright, so here he goes again. There he goes again. So he actually took that one down, and look at the size of the plant. Alright, so this is the section that I had a bit of concern about. Look at the color of the leaves for this entire section. They are yellow. I'm not so sure what is the cause of that. So we will definitely have to spend some time looking into that and to see if we can remedy that situation before it gets out of hand. And so this was actually the last section of the sorrel that was planted. Still germinating, wonderful, not looking bad at all. Less seeds were planted in this section when we saw the quality of those that were planted earlier. And so here again, this is Mr. Cutter's work, so that will have to go. Alright, that will have to go. That will have to go. This is Mr. Cutter's work. That will have to go. And he has ravaged this section also. And so what we will be doing is removing or transplanting some of those seedlings, the larger seedlings, from that section to these rows. Alright? But the excess seedlings now, this is where they should be going. But as you can see, we have a lot of sticks. This is actually a tree that was destroyed, taken down. It's not actually in fruiting. It wasn't fruiting at all, just occupying space. And so we decided to take it down and clear up all of this spot. As a matter of fact, if we didn't take, that's it. If we didn't take it down, that's the remains of it, the trunk. If we did not take it down, all of this section here would have been crowded. And so we would not be able to plant. Alright, so this is a section within the next week or two. This section should be cleared up, cleaned up, and planted out with sorrel. So we will be working on that in the coming days. And yeah, that's where it is for this section of the farm. We have the pumpkins on the other side, but another time we will give you a sneak peek on those. But not looking too bad. Just putting back the farm into operation, and it is looking good so far. So what we should be ending up with here is about 5,000 plants of sorrel. Alright, that's might not sound like a very large number, but it is very labor intensive, and that is the reason why we would not want to at this time be putting in more than that. We actually will have to find laborers, persons who will actually pick, reap, and prepare the sorrels for consumption or for sale in the markets. So that's going to take some time. We do not have that labor force as yet, and so we will have to take our time and develop that labor force, and after which we can look into intensifying our planting and production of sorrel. Alright, it's a very good crop to plant. It doesn't take a lot of intense monitoring, not a lot of fertilizers either. You can just actually, here the soil is very fertile. As I was showing, these were actually not planted. They just fell out of the container that the seeds were in. The seeds fell out of the container that they were in, and we didn't bother to take them up, and that's what happens. And they will actually stay there in this state and actually bear fruit. And so it does not take a lot of maintenance, and so we decided to go with this. All right, so hope you're following us, if it's your first time watching our videos, asking that you will help us to grow this channel so we can share with more persons and encourage others to start farming, start planting something, and in the end you will be able to reap. This is the next stage from the sorrel plant. So these are the buds that are actually ready for consumption. So this is what the sorrel plant looks like as it grows. Alright. This one was planted from seedling. And so those little buds there are what I'm talking about. Those are what will be reaped individually from each plant. So it's a very tedious process. Alright. But this one is growing pretty nice. So very it's probably about 3 to 4 weeks old, and it's already producing. Alright. It was planted along with those sweet peppers, and you see how they are. They are very small. Alright, so this is how it grows.